This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Hi, everybody. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Friday, February 3rd. So incredibly cold. Just grateful to be alive. And the best podcast of the week. This is the best podcast
Well, now you've set the bar. Okay.
the week. We've done 3. And I know this is the best one.
Well, no, I put one on Monday. I
Yeah,
did
but
one
we
Monday.
didn't do one. You had an
yes.
exceptional one in my
Whatever.
absence, naturally. But of the ones we've done, this is the best.
This is our third one
oh
and the
my
best
gosh,
one.
it's so much better. So much better than the other two. Thanks for hanging around all
look
week.
who's going to be joining us. We've got Jeff Morehouse coming up. He's involved with the Trenton Pond Hockey Tournament, which is back this weekend, the coldest weekend of the year, and they're going to be playing hockey outside.
Always.
So we'll talk to Jeff about that coming up. And we've got Brock on the way because some big news this morning about the Belleville Sens after our big night last night.
It was retro night last night. 20K sock game. 20K sock day is coming up. Are we in the area? Nick Foley collects 20,000 pairs of socks. That's his goal. 20K socks that he distributes to charities across this country for something as simple just as socks. Mm-hmm. And he began it here locally, and it works its way out, and the guy just makes magic happen. And so we wanted to help him out with that, and so we brought what we thought was a very generous amount of storage equipment to bring this, and you blew the doors off it.
That was amazing.
Twice as many socks as we thought we would get. So Belleville, we know, is generous. Belleville Senators fans, even more generous on a Thursday night with that. How can you bring that much? But you did. So thanks so much, everybody, for that. Sens put on a great show, won the game. It's the first time I've seen them play when they've won, I think.
So you're,
my
I don't want
gosh.
to call it a curse.
I was a jinx.
Your streak has broken.
Thank you.
And we
now,
didn't mention it going last night.
No.
We talked about you going, but we did not mention the fact that you haven't had a great track record going to the games the last little while.
Terrible.
So yeah, they won 5-3 against the Rochester Americans. Malcolm Subban was back in town.
Yeah, it was good.
Playing for the Americans. Good for us.
Yeah.
Not so much for him because they lost. But it was pretty cool to see him on the ice. Yeah. And I was trying to explain it to the boys last night who he was. And of course, Malcolm in his own right, a great hockey player, but it's hard not to bring up the fact that
PK's brother, sure.
PK's brother. But all 3 played in Belleville, correct?
Did.
We were talking about that last night.
Yeah.
Malcolm's the only goalie. Mm-hmm. The other 2 play out. But all 3 played here in Belleville.
His brother played for Toronto last year when I saw him play.
Jordan?
Last year, maybe the year before. So he was down in the AHL. But, and Malcolm's been trade bait for other deals.
Yep.
Goes over and be named later. And I know we saw him when he was a Belleville Bull here. And we'll talk a little bit about what we did last night. But we were down in the bowels of the CAA arena before the game, before we went on the ice with the second intermission. So Rochester's coming off the ice.
Yeah, we were down by their change
And we
rooms.
were, I don't know, what were we, 10 feet away from that alleyway as they came through. And I know, again, he's on skates and he's got all of his equipment on, but Malcolm came around the corner. He's huge. I remember him as a kid.
Oh, my God.
Like, I remember him as an 18, 19-year-old goalie, which is, it looks like a child wearing goalie equipment, right? The goal.
Yeah.
It just looks like a man in armor with the goalie coming along. Like, he is just beefed up. He's a full-on hockey player now.
He's a full-grown man now.
So how they managed to get 5 past him, I don't know. 6, 5, 5-3 final score?
5-3.
Yeah.
Well, they're here in town until tomorrow. They play Rochester again tomorrow night, the Belleville Sens. So you were joking.
Go, everybody.
You were joking this morning, though, about how they're probably staying in town. Like, yes, Rochester is a few hours away, but why would, if you don't have anything in between, why wouldn't you just stay?
Why would
Especially
you want to
Malcolm.
go back to the United States? Stay here.
Kind of that joke of now, we wonder if Malcolm's showing him the sights. I'm sure a few things have changed since he was here, but I wonder.
They drive around looking for Little Texas. Good luck.
Not there anymore. But over to the county and maybe up to Kingston and maybe just around the Quinny area, out to Quinny West, just revisiting possibly some of the old stomping grounds.
Let's
so
go.
I would think it'd be kind of nice for him too to be back.
You know, the billets.
Yeah,
like a lot
exactly.
Of
the families he stayed with and the people he got to know. So hopefully he got to enjoy that. But
so
that's aside. Last night's game, not only did we win, but it was, I would say, full of laughter and hilarity. much of it brought on by Mark, and he brought the show.
Not true at all.
He totally brought the show.
Not true at all.
I said yesterday, I expect a show, and Mark brought a show.
I didn't bring a show.
It was very enjoyable last night.
I didn't bring a show.
Not so much with your outfit. Enough of the crowd did that. But
they were great.
You were hosting the chairs, the musical chairs.
So I did the musical chairs with the retro night music, and that was great.
I had a moment, though.
There are 5 contestants and 5 chairs.
Emily and I were counting.
You guys. Come on.
Well, you had the mic. You were introducing them all and talking to them. And Emily leans over. She's like, okay, are there the same amount of chairs as players? I'm like, good question. So the 2 of us are standing there going, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there were 5 chairs and 5 players.
5 contestants.
And then the music starts. I'm like, oh no, it's happening again.
This is going to be a nightmare. Oh no, that's not how the game's played.
Belly was there to save the day.
Belly jumped in.
Yeah, Belly saved the day.
And then fell down, took one for the team. Mm-hmm. Belly's out, chair gets removed.
Yep. And our winner through the evening, as I said, there were some very well dressed people there. They came full on. They took the retro theme to heart, and they came full game. There was a group of boys at the end of the arena, at the far end where the Zamboni comes out, who made the
they were dance cam.
That's what it was.
Holy
smokes. They were in full neon ski like it was the 80s back. There's no question. So we were watching them during the dance cam.
13 years old. Like,
they made it down on the ice for the musical chairs, and doesn't one of them win it? And it's Aaron Van Harlem, who is celebrating his birthday yesterday, too. Just turned 14.
Yeah, so much
fun.
Like,
you guys are awesome. So we got our picture taken with them. We're like, can we take a picture, please? And we were chasing them down. So that was a lot of fun.
I don't know if you're all there with your families or your parents, whatever was going on, but moms and dads, if you're listening, they're great. You're doing a great job. Those kids were great. They were so much fun. And they jumped up to get on camera. It's just good, solid, 14-year-old fun at a hockey game.
Absolutely,
and that's amazing. Mm-hmm. So good. So congrats to that, and to all the other winners. Again, thanks for bringing all the socks for Sock Day. And then we found out following the win, Troy Mann is out of a job.
Oh, my gosh.
So Brock Ormond, who's part of the broadcast crew that they've got as they have the games, along with David Foote from our own news department, joined us this morning to give us a little bit of background on how that happened.
To be completely honest, no, none of this was ever a possibility. It didn't seem like it was any foreshadowing. It didn't seem like there was anything expected about it. And all of a sudden, the announcement came, and I woke up this morning, looked at the tweet from our friends down the road in Ottawa, and I said, wow, like this is completely unexpected. And it's the cruel business of the game of hockey. It's sometimes coach firings happen, but again, when it's unexpected like this, it's difficult. So.
Well, we were at the game last night, of course, for retro night, and it was funny because we were sitting in our box, and my husband looked down, and he's like, I think that's the Ottawa guys. That's the guys from, and we had heard that the bigwigs would be in town.
Yeah, Pierre Dorian was in town.
Pierre Dorian. And he's like, there he is. Yeah. So it was kind of neat to think that they were there. And now hearing your story this morning, it was like, oh.
Belleville Senators head coach Troy Mann relieved of his duties despite the loss. So clearly the outcome of last night's game had nothing to do with it. We all surmised that he was looking at the pieces of the puzzle
just
prior to trade deadline. But of course, you would know Brock from the game broadcast and so much hockey in the area. Where do they go from here? What do you think?
It's tough to say, honestly. They got David Bell as an interim. He was the assistant coach, pretty much Troy's right-hand man for the last couple seasons, no pun intended. And he's also with Ben Sexton on the bench. So it'll be basically, from the sounds of things from the folks there, that it will be David Bell that will take the reins for at least the foreseeable future until they can find a replacement. And then Ben will be kind of his right-hand man, and then they'll take it over from there. But David Bell does have a lot of experience coming from the Niagara Ice Dogs of the OHL, and at 45 years old, he's still got a lot of room to grow in the AHL, and so this is kind of the next step, next jump up for his career. But it's tough to see a guy like Troy Mann go. He's a really good guy, really good coach. After 5 seasons, 150 wins during the season. So, and of course, that one playoff appearance with Belleville last year, with that they fell to Rochester. But great development coach, did a lot for guys that are you see up in Ottawa now with Drake Batherson, Josh Norris, and so many other guys to name. It's going to be tough to see him go, but Troy was a wonderful man, and we'll miss him dearly.
And I don't think I was the only one that thought his next stop is going to be in Ottawa.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's going to earn his time down here and get a shot up there, and that looks like that's going to kind of be done. But he's not going to be out of work for long, we suspect, right?
No.
I mean, he does have a Calder Cup win for the Washington franchise.
That's right, yes. And that's exactly what we were expecting. If there was any time that Troy Mann was ever going to leave Belleville, it was going to be to take the job in Ottawa. But the fact of the matter is, he's been let go. In the release from the Senators, GM Ryan Bonus said it's just they need more cohesion between the AHL and NHL Sens. And that was kind of the reason why. But play styles are a little different. And, Troy runs his team a certain way. And DJ Smith up in Ottawa runs his a certain way. So it's a different sort of gap there. So David Bell will kind of provide a little bit more of that cohesion that the GM is looking for. Between the two teams.
We appreciate it. Okay, Becca, thanks for stopping in, man. We appreciate it.
Yes, appreciate it very much. Thank you both.
And how's Wellington doing? They're all doing good. Like, 'cause I know you love.
Yes. Third place for Wellington in the OJHL Southeast Conference. Trenton sitting in fifth, and it's a good battle. It's always a good battle in the East Division. Wellington, just for those that may want a refresher, they play tonight 7:30. The Dukes take on the Haliburton County Huskies, one of their rival teams. And then Trenton welcomes in the number one team in the league, the Toronto Junior Canadiens. So for fans in the county and in Quinte West, get your tickets. It should be an outstanding game. And also make sure you get your tickets for Saturday's game, 7:05. Rochester's back in town, back on the ice. So,
and both of us, when that did happen, or when it hit the news, being in here every day listening to the newscast, you don't always catch everything.
Right. We're doing other things.
Yeah, we're moving on with the show. We're moving to the next element or bit that we have. So the news is on quite often in the background. But when that story aired, you stopped. You were like, "Did you just hear that? Did he
get fired?
Did I hear that right?" And then, but I think a lot of people this morning woke up that way. Even Brock, as he said, was like, "Wow, didn't necessarily see that coming."
And again, as they said in the quote there, it would appear that it's just the disconnect between the two systems.
Two different coaching styles.
Yeah, so if they call somebody up from Belleville and they're slow on interpreting their role in the system, it's like, then Belleville isn't doing its job. Your job is to know exactly what to do when you get here. Your job is to just get good enough to be in, not to have to learn a new system.
Yeah.
And if there's a disconnect or a reluctance to want to change the way you do it, and we're not saying that Troy's a bad guy. Yeah. That's just, this is the nature of coaching, and you got a decision to make.
This is maybe what we're looking for now, and if it's not happening, then we need to make changes.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate because we've spoken with Troy, and he's the last 5 years, as Brock pointed out, he's done some incredible things with the Belleville Sens.
Been virtually it from the beginning. We had the other coach for a year or so, and then it's been Troy Mann won a Calder Cup with the Washington team, and then comes here and then the pandemic hit when we were one of the top teams in the league. And he had just started with us. He just came in. We were on our way out. We got Drake Batherson, we got Norris, we got all these guys. And then, so
it's unfortunate. It'll be interesting to see how they move forward
for the rest of the year. And then moving forward with draft picks and the like, because we're the developmental team, right?
And as I said when we were talking to Brock, we saw the guys there last night. We saw the bigwigs, just a couple of boxes down from us, and it was funny because my husband, the hockey nut, he immediately, he said it to me, but then I could see him looking for you. He's like, "Where's Mark? Where's Mark? Mark, come here.
No, he and I
come
were
here.
Look at this. That we're just scouting the talent for trade bait before the trade deadline. Okay.
That's why they were there,
If you do a trade, you pick up, and we want this guy from Belleville as part of, so we assume that's why we're there. And it also goes to prove your husband's a genius with hockey, and I'm going to give him that, but it also goes to prove we don't know.
Yeah.
As fans, we sit in the stands. We think we're general managers. We think we know what we would do.
Did you hear my dad yelling just down from us too? We all know from the stands what needs to be done and how to do it.
So the 3,000 general managers in the stands really don't know what's going on. that guy in the blue suit in the middle box over there, he's got it.
One. He knows.
He's got other hockey people who know a lot, include Jeff Morehouse, who's going to raise a lot of money because the pond hockey tournament's back.
Yes, on the coldest weekend of the year we've had. But, as we point out with Jeff, it's perfect for ice making.
So tell me, with the Pond Hockey Classic going on this weekend, what steps have you taken to ensure you have ice for tomorrow?
Well, we asked for, we got cold weather.
Yeah.
Wow, did you ever?
Step 1, put out water. Step 2, let nature do
Take its course.
rest.
Yeah. Wow.
Take us through the weekend. How many people playing this weekend?
So we have on Saturday for the adult tournament, we have 20 teams. So it's 160 players.
Yeah.
Wow.
They'll be first puck drop is 8:50 in the morning, and finals should be wrapped up around 8 o'clock at night. So a good fun day of hockey for them. Each team, of course, gets to play 3 games around robin prior to the playoffs, and it's 4-on-4. So lots of action, and lots of the guys are usually winded after 30 minutes of nonstop and
I'm winded thinking about it.
Yeah, it's always amusing watching the young guys because they're always rinks they look small compared to your arena rinks, and they think no big deal. And then after about 15 minutes, they're done, and they still have another half to go.
It's a little different playing outdoors than in an arena.
Yeah, well, and especially like tomorrow morning, it's supposed to be minus 25 or 26.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah, so just the temperature alone will take the wind out of them.
So if you're taking part in that tomorrow, layers. It's all about
Absolutely.
layers. Raising money for what great organizations, Jeff?
Yeah, so there's 2. One is the Wounded Warriors Canada, and they have a great mental health program for veterans and also first responders. And then, just locally, Trenton Memorial Hospital Foundation, which I don't think probably need to go into details of all the benefits of helping out our local hospitals, especially in this era.
Absolutely.
Jeff Morehouse, organizer of the Pond Hockey Classic. It begins Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And always a big weekend, of course, in Battawa. What year is this for this tournament, Jeff?
This is actually the 10th year we're in the tournament.
Oh, congrats.
We had a 2-year delay, obviously, the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's 12 years I've been working on this, but it's actually our 10th tournament we're going to run. So it's kind of nice to hit that milestone. We're all excited to get going. Of course, the pandemic derailed things, so that's why this year we scaled it back a little bit. We didn't have a dinner. We chose just to have the tournament, just to get the ball rolling, get people back.
How can people get involved? I'm sure there's still ways they can donate. They can come watch. How can people participate this weekend?
Well, yeah, that's one of the things we did this year. Is we tried to look at if we're going to do it a little smaller, how can we make it sort of open up to everybody? And so Saturday is predominantly hockey. So you can come and watch the hockey during the day. We have a barbecue throughout the day. We've got actually beaver tails will be on site as well, so you can eat some great food, have some treats, and watch some really good hockey. But then Sunday we adjusted it, so we still have the youth tournament. But in addition to that, we have a lot of family activities. So we have face painting, balloon animals, we have a fire pit outside, free skating, horse-drawn carriage rides, free s'mores, free hot chocolate for the kids. The Battle Lions are running their free skate loan program. So there's a lot of great activities. City Cleaning West has been great. They've been helping us on the Sunday event to turn into just a fun family day. So people can come out on Saturday for hockey, and then Sunday, the kids are playing hockey, but there's so many things for families to do and enjoy the great outdoors. And throughout the weekend, we're having raffles and various draws and that to raise money for our charities as well. So there's many ways you can support, and you don't have to be a hockey fan. You just have to enjoy the outdoors and come out and have some fun, especially on Sunday with the family.
So thank you to Jeff for joining us this morning. And it sounds like it's going to be a fun weekend. No, they don't have the gala dinner to kick it off, but a lot of fun family activities planned for Sunday. And after we spoke with him on air, a Hits listener actually wrote in, and a very good point, and well worth mentioning, that those rinks are open through the entire winter, not just for this weekend.
Oh,
and it is the Battawa Lions Club that maintains it. They go out and Zamboni it and make sure it's cleaned off and ready for the general public. It's absolutely free to use. We've used it. We've taken the kids out and skated down there. And they're 4 huge rinks. So this listener just wanted to make sure that they got their due as well, that all the volunteers from the Lions Club out there maintaining the rinks.
Here.
They work hard. They're dedicated, all volunteers, making it possible to have these rinks for everybody, but also for this weekend for the Pond Hockey
Because without them, we're not raising money for the hospital.
Exactly.
We're not raising money
They
for
wouldn't be
Wounded
there.
Warriors. for their physical and mental health for all of our heroes at CFB Trenton and beyond. That's what's going on. So that's great. What a great weekend for that. And once again, our Friday song was American Pie because today is the day the music died. The tragic deaths of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and Big Bopper
in
the Iowa plane crash. Right.
That part of
we know the details. Right.
But you mentioned a few things this morning. For instance, the name of the plane
is American Pie.
It's American Pie.
That's the name of the plane.
I did not know that. Yeah. I just associated it with apple pie being like American. That's the American pie, very American.
Right.
Americana, all of it kind of together. And so
like
were those three singers.
He came up with the title.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
That was the name of the plane.
And there was another point you made this morning too, which I was unaware. Oh, the show afterwards.
Yeah,
the night
show
after.
Still had to go on. So Waylon Jennings, who lost the coin flip to Richie Valens or won the coin flip.
Yeah.
He and those that were on the bus in the band made it to Iowa from Minnesota, where the plane had left, still had to do a show. Still had to do a show while the plane wreckage is still warm. They got to do a show. So they needed a lead singer. And so out came this 15-year-old kid by the name of Bobby V, which if you're under the age of 70, you probably don't know. But he became a pop singer in his own right. His career began, and he was a young singer at the time, but he said, I know every Buddy Holly hit. So they brought him up with the band, and he did every song that he could. I think he did Chantilly Lace, which was the Big Bopper's hit.
Oh, my God.
He would have done La Bamba. He knew them all. He was a music freak at 15. He knew all of that stuff. Probably knew every Elvis, Little Richard.
That would never happen now. You know that. That would never happen now.
You're right. Never. No.
It would be horribly,
because Buddy
horribly taken.
Buddy Holly then, so Elvis is Harry Styles. Buddy Holly would have been Bruno Mars. Like I've tried, like they're
Ed
all.
Sheeran.
Yeah. Like huge.
Yeah.
Like there's like the biggest one, but like you just don't replace them that next night with a kid from town.
You don't sing their songs.
Yeah. Doesn't
the night
happen.
after and put on a show to entertain people.
Yeah.
Like it was totally different then. But stuff like that I was unaware of. And you shared this wonderful video of Don McLean and the meaning of American Pie. And we put it up on our Facebook page. And it goes through the song with the lyrics, showing pictures and gives explanations.
Of what each line means.
Yeah. The meaning, the actual meaning of the song broken down. And Ronnie listened to it and she thanked you for it. She thought that was amazing because there were things she didn't realize about the song. Little hidden gems in there. You think it's just a great song you sing along to, but no, there's a message there.
There's a few of them in there. Like I thought I knew all of them too, and I went, oh, I got that wrong. I thought that was about that. And there's a couple of there was one I disagreed with because I do think the quartet practiced in the park is the Beatles. I think that means Sgt. Pepper's, but they had it as somebody else. I think he had the Mamas and the Papas. So I could be wrong. Like the Summer of Love, they were in the park, and it's like I thought that was. But like, what am I going to do? I'm going to call Don McLean today and say, you know what?
What was this about, really? Tell me, please.
Tell me I'm right, and whoever put the video together is wrong. I don't think that's going to happen. But enjoy that. Have a great weekend, everybody. Okay, next week, Sing for Bling is back. We love Beat the Bank. We love some of our contests that we do all the time.
Wall of Hits, always a favorite.
Oh my God, we love Sing for Bling coming up because Valentine's Day coming. Oh, did you want to win a gift card from Steve Marshman Fine Jewelry? Sing for Bling.
It's going to be awesome.
So I'm going to assume that, again, we're going to play a song clip and then it's going to end and you sing the next line. That's how we've done it in the past.
They get to choose. So we'll list 3 popular love songs from the 80s, 90s, and now. And they pick which one.
Oh, right.
They sing along to.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So depending on what is in your, as you like to say, your wheelhouse.
Yes,
exactly. So you may really love 80s yacht rock.
Yeah. Oh.
So you know what? We'll have one for you. Or you might like Meatloaf in the 90s. And we'll probably have that one to sing along to, too. Or Celine Dion, or something like that.
I'm going to cry.
And then something from now. I'm trying. There's not a lot of love songs from now.
Ed Sheeran
I was trying
Taylor
to.
Swift.
Maybe Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. Not anti-hero, no.
No, I was going to say Taylor Swift's, it's kind of hit and miss. But yeah, something from now. And you sing along and you can win that gift card.
So good luck. We're going to play that all next week. I think 6 times an hour.
Are we not going to put out next week too your favorite love song or a love song you'd like to hear for Valentine's Day?
Because we want to make sure that we've got them on the morning show of the following week on the 14th.
On the Tuesday, yeah.
So we're going to open up by text in and a dedication if you want. And if there's a story, it's great. And don't be surprised if we call you.
Yeah.
And record it.
Because that's what we do.
And play it on Valentine's Day. Because, we could tell your story, but you know your story better. Why this song is so important to you or why it means so much to you and why your favorite morning show took the time to play it for you. And as the emotional one of you and I will cry on the air.
Of course you will.
Because I'm a puddle.
And if we do it ahead of time, the likelihood of us being able to fit more in is higher.
Exactly.
So
organize
don't wait. So we can organize it and have it ready.
There's just a lot of stuff going on. And then the Super Bowl's coming up. And that's so great.
Gosh, the Super Bowl. Only 1 week. I better get... Okay, I did not win the M&M meat card because I can't. I am going to have to go shopping next week and buy some supplies. But we're giving that away on Monday as well.
12-way tie for first.
I know.
12-way tie.
It's up on our website, the standings, where everybody is. If you're one of those 12, guess what?
Phone's going to ring on Monday. We're going to put you all through the randomizer. I wanted an octagon, last one standing. That's not the tiebreaker. That's what I wanted. The outdoor shirtless octagon. That's what I wanted. Women's sports bra. Fine, whatever. Come on out. Minus 30, whatever. Last one standing gets a TV. And then, but apparently we're just going to pick a name out of a hat.
Wow.
That's coming up. So that's going to be great on Monday. There's a lot of stuff going on. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. We're back at it Monday morning with Mark and Charity Mornings here on 95.5 Hits FM.